Welcome to another episode of the Sit Down with Ty. Today I have Cedric Davis with me, Middletown, Ohio legend, youth activist, and all around a good guy. How you doing today, man?
Chilling, man. Appreciate you having me on the show.
No problem, man. So tell them about you, man. Tell them where you grew up, what you did as a youngin' and growing up around here.
Middletown is my home, Middletown, Ohio. I am the founder of Change the Narrative Incorporated. What I do is I go around installing glow-in-the-dark basketball nets on every court, portable rims at people's houses. If you can't afford portable rims, I get them donated. And I donate them all over, from Franklin to Fairfield to Dayton, Wilmington, Hamilton. I mean, I've been all over, even in Trenton. And right now, my biggest focus is just filling the void. Whatever the void is, that's what I'm gonna do. So right now, that's pretty much the goal. And I also was able to get all of the lights turned on at all of the basketball courts in the city. So that was a big accomplishment, seeing that they hadn't been on for years. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the moment. Just still trying to get the train rolling and see what we can do from here.
Okay. What made you get into that and want to prosper with the youth?
We need it more than anything. There's grown men who weren't taught how to materialize anything for their kids. They weren't taught how to say, take this road instead of taking the one that I took. We look at things and say, this might be the cool route for my son to be like me, until your son or your daughter ends up in prison or even worse. So I just want to give them something to look forward to, and something where they could say, Mr. Cedric never gave us no excuses. He just went out and did it. Even if he didn't have it, he still made it happen the best way he knew how. And that's it. You'll get a lot further in life with that. And so having a good example is something that Change the Narrative is all about. So that's just where we're at right now.
Now, growing up, did you have anybody that inspired you like this, or like somebody that you looked up to and made you see goals and made you look up like, damn, I could be this guy, or I could be this person, or something like that?
Yeah, my Uncle Dean, Dean Burns, shout out to him, grew up in 18 projects. I mean, a millionaire at this point, started from the bottom. My Uncle Kendall, who is the pastor of United Missionary Baptist Church. But more than anything, to be honest, opposite of them, all the dope boys, they would give me those things, but they just wouldn't teach me how to do it legally. And
Right.
so they would give you a goal and say, okay, hey, bro, you can put up $200 a day,
Yeah,
and this will be your goal, and you can get this. But they wouldn't say, you put that $200 up a day, keep in mind you're going to have lawyer money too. And keep in mind you're going to have a roof over your head. You can't be living with old girl. It's just certain things that they weren't taught that they couldn't give me. So I took a little bit from everybody and made it shake. And I turned out all right.
All right, now I know that you worked with cars recently, and that was like a big passion of yours, and you were doing very well. What made you get into that?
To be honest, I got out of prison around 2015, and I was trying to figure out what to do with my life. And a friend of mine, Nina Campbell, she told me, she said, why don't you sell cars? You've been hustling your whole life. You could pretty much sell pills to a pharmacist. And I was like, all right. I went in there the first day, told the guy what I'm about. I said, hey, man, I'm tatted up from sleeve to sleeve. Like, I'm not hiding my tattoos at all. He was like, no problem, be yourself. And I ended up selling like 30 cars that first month. And so I think that's what made the transition, knowing that it was similar to selling dope in the streets. And the only difference was the product itself sold itself, which was the cars. So it made it easier for me. So shout out to Nina for changing my life. I appreciate that.
All right, and you talk about going to prison. What was the, obstacles in there or going towards there that led you there, but also made you change your ways and see like that was not the life you wanted to live?
Because I noticed early on, first of all, there's different classes of men, right? You got the men that are jocks, The men that are the ones that claim they don't care, they just kind of freestyling through life. And then you got men like me, who, if I see a pretty young lady, I may have wrote her a poem, or I may have said she was pretty, or
Right.
I may have, I was just nice. Yes,
Spit your
ma'am.
game.
You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. Yes, sir. Open up doors for people. So I knew who I was. But I wanted to be cool, like the ones that was bagging all the chicks. I wanted to be cool, like the dudes who had the rollies on their wrist, the chain was popping. Like, I wanted to be them. So when I figured out, hey, I ain't gonna say I was smarter than them, but I played the game a little smarter than them. I made more money than them. And so once I figured that part out, I was like, oh, I could do this. But going to prison, I was like, dang, man, that's where I end up. Like, this the end result. Nobody showed me this. So once I went the first time, I was like, all right, I'm a finagle my way up out of this. Finagle my way up out of it. Came out, I had like a 13-year run. And then after that, I got booked again and was like, yo, I'm over with it. I'm done. I can figure out something else to do. And I don't need nobody to tell me how to do it this trip. I already told myself a million times what I'm going to do to survive. And that's exactly what I did. So here we are today.
Okay, and now, obviously, like, your youth played a big role to who you are today.
Mm-hmm.
What would you give somebody like that was like 16, 17, seeing all the struggles that we come through and seeing all the bad that we go through, but also the good? If you could give them some advice right now, what would that be?
Ooh, look, I'm going to give you something right now that nobody ever gave me, right? The advice that I would give you is to leave them motherfuckers alone. And that may go over a few of y'all's heads. Leave a few of these motherfuckers alone. The ones that you think is cool. The ones that when you in the car with them, you in the passenger side, and they hitting 80 or 90 down a residential street. Leave them niggas alone. They don't care about your well-being. The ones that know that you love that girl and you shouldn't be cheating on that girl, and they don't want to tell you, hey, bro, like, chill, like, you got a good one. Leave them niggas alone. The ones that got a pack on them, and they know they got the pack, but you don't know they got the pack on them, leave them motherfuckers alone. You got to start thinking about yourself. Be a leader. A lot of times we go through life being followers. And when you're a follower, you don't see these things hitting you at once. It don't happen until you later in life, when you in that jail cell. And when you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, man, I'm the only one in jail. Like, yeah, because you was stupid enough to be around them niggas that didn't give a fuck about your life. They dipped on you. Left the pack under the seat. When you got pulled over, it was under you. They ain't take the fall for it. Leave them motherfuckers alone. Learn how to be by yourself. Then you can start materializing things and realize then later on you made a right decision by leaving some alone. Some are going to be there for you in a good way. But everybody ain't got your best interest at heart. Only people that really got your best interest at heart is your mama, your grandma, maybe your daddy, and yourself. Siblings, to a degree. Some siblings are jealous too. Worry about you. Make sure you are straight at the end of the day. That's the best advice I can give you. Don't be a goofy.
Now, getting into motivational speaking, I've seen you've been doing a couple places. What made you get into that, and how do you feel that that's another big role in your life and another step?
Honestly, I kind of got pulled into that. Just with doing Change the Narrative, they was just like, you want to speak here? I've had 3 speaking engagements in the last 3 weeks. And I just did one literally right before we came here. I feel like the people that are there, they need somebody they can lean on. And I feel like they're tired of the regular churchy people. You know, like, real niggas in the street, like, we don't, like, I'm going to say we, because when I was out here, like, I would watch people from the church walk up to us, and I would be the one that would be like, I'm willing to hear you out.
Right.
But the other ones would be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. I'm struggling right now, nigga. Can they help me pay my bills? My mama out here tricking. My mama out here smoking dope. My daddy smoking dope. Like, can they help me with that? That I realize that they need somebody that they can relate to. So doing these speeches, like, it gives, for me, it gives a balance. And so I'm the balance in between the person who reads the Bible front and back versus the person that doesn't but has a good heart. And I'm that person that has a good heart but don't read the Bible front to back. You don't have to be a good person, like, you don't have to read the Bible front and back or be a Bible thumper, as they say, to be a good person in life. And I just want to show that, you know, do whatever you need to do, but keep your heart clean. Keep your mind clean. Make sure you really got a plan and stay focused. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing that until it's over with, because somebody need it, whether it reach 1, 50 or 1,000 people. It's all good with me, as long as somebody can hear it.
So 2024 coming up, and you have changed the narrative. What is the moves or plans that you have in 2024 for changing narrative and progressing it and making it better? How do you plan to do that in 2024?
2024, man, I'm taking it real slow with planning right now, but I'm trying to get, I want all age groups involved. And so, like, summertime, helping the kids, whether it's baseball, softball, wrestling, basketball, every sport, right? Wrestling, every sport. And then, like, wintertime hit, for those elderly people that can't walk outside their homes because that ice everywhere, I want to be able to help them too. I just want to fill the void, whatever it is. I want to be like the hood handyman. You know how they say Captain Save a Ho? Now I'm trying to Captain Save the Hood, for real. Like, that's what I want to be all
we
around.
need it.
We need that. And a lot of people are really down with the cause, for real. So I feel like they'll help with changing that narrative that we need. And the men will really appreciate that as the years go on. The young men will appreciate it too. The mothers will appreciate it, grandmothers, grandfathers, because we ain't had that in a long time. I'm just trying to restore the feeling, a little bit. Jay-Z said that once. I'm just trying to restore the feeling. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so aside from the youth organization, you as a person, what do you want to see your goals be in 2024 and motivate yourself and do better? What would you like for yourself to do?
Man, to be honest with you, I just want the people around me happy. And I just want to know that I can survive. I don't have a greed. I don't have a certain number that I'm trying to reach monetary wise. I just want to be able to pay my bills and make sure the kids around here got hope. That's it. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of kids going home. They ain't got no food in the crib. They feeling real left out when they see other fathers with their kids, other mothers with their kids. Some of them ain't got mamas either. Like, I want to be that person that they can look at, sort of like how we did with Miss Seal. We would see Miss Seal and we knew that Miss Seal had our back 100%.
Grandma.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She like grandma, auntie. She like a second mama. Even like somebody like, rest in peace, Officer Davis. There's a white man in the hood, bro. Every time you see him, he rock with you. Like, if you had trouble, he rock with you. I don't know how other people feel about Officer Holly, but like, she was like that for me too. Like, she really cared. Like, you just want to be that, and that's what I want. I want to be another figure that when it's my time to go, like, my funeral packed with people that I impacted, and I feel like they can continue that legacy. That's what's really important. A selfless act, man. That's what I'm trying to do for my final act in my life, is the being the most selfless person ever. So that's the best gift I can give, for real.
And so what made you like just decide that you wanted to be like a big impact, like that you just wanted to be the person to change people's lives and just better the community, better yourself, but also just help others? What made you get into that?
I understood my platform. I have always had a name. I've never not had a name. It's been a long time. I'm 38 years old now. I can honestly say since about the age of 17, my name has really been rocking, whether it was mixtapes, just being cool with people, knowing how to finesse and finagle and make shit happen. My name has always rang. So the platform I had to say to myself, Cedric, in your 30s as a grown man, what are you going to do with the platform God has given you? What can you do with that? Most people will take that and use other people, to have selfish gains. For me, I'm just thinking I could do a whole lot more with helping than I could do with being selfish and trying to take from people. And so that's my biggest thing, having a platform to voice my opinion and people listen. The thing is, a lot of people have a platform, but don't nobody want to hear what the fuck you got to say because you ain't talking about shit. So for me, when people listen to me, that gives me enough fuel to say, okay, I can keep going for another 6 months. I can keep going for another year, 2 years, 10 years. That's what gives me the strength to do it. It's having that impact and people actually taking heed to it. So for real, I'm really blessed to have that. So I really thank y'all for giving me that platform too and allowing me to stay there, because a lot of people fall off and burn out. And I ain't did that shit in over 20 years. So I really appreciate you.
And you talked about music. I know that you wrote music a little bit a while ago. What made you get into that?
That was easy, man. Writing the poetry for the girls, and trying to figure out like how
You was
I
a little
could.
poet.
Yeah, like it was easy. I'm like, man, Nas do it.
Said
That's
I
all I could
bag him
think.
with the poetry.
Yeah, Nas taught me how to do it. So once I became good at it, like, it's sweet, man. Even the man behind the camera, Dougie, can tell you all about my reign. Like my reign was serious. Like it was nowhere. I could go anywhere. Cincinnati, Dayton, Cleveland. I was going to Detroit, Chicago, New York. Like I was just running, and like my reign was heavy, and it was positive. It was love, and I was doing shit like this when I was selling dope. Anything I could do to help, so it made sense for me. Yeah, it's who I am. I'm still Picasso as the artist, but being Cedric now, like you still see all the qualities that was in me back then. You just see me dressed up. That's pretty much it. That's the only difference.
Now, your mom, I know she was an incredible woman. Talk about her for a second, how she pushed you when you were younger to when you were older. Talk about what she did and how she raised you and how she just brought you up as a whole.
And my mom, Jeannie Peachy Burns, right? Really, my mom used to be out here playing hoop with the guys, like do you in too, cold with it. They ain't had WNBA back then. My mom is a big influence for me because she gave me the reason to now tell kids there's no excuse. She worked full time. She was the one that made my aunts and uncle go to school. She took care of my grandmother when she got sick, took care of them so they could go to school and prepare. She never got the opportunity to do so because she was so busy taking care of everybody else. So when you got somebody that's that selfless, and willing to put themselves under or over just to make sure everybody else is straight, that's a blessing in itself. So she would always tell me how to be a leader and show me that it's better to work with your hands than to finesse with your mouth. And so working with my hands is something that I'm great with. That's why I do change the narrative, so I can just change a whole bunch of people's outlooks and perspectives, and especially changing how we look to people. And when I say we, I mean we. How we look to people, because they think a lot of us is just thugs and degenerates, and we're not.
Yeah, want us to be bad.
A lot of them want us to be that because they want the same stories that their parents and their family members told them to be true, and that's not the case. A lot of us that's hood, and the hood is in us, and we don't know how to act a certain way. I bet you if you put them books in front of us, we'll ace them things like it ain't nothing. That's too easy for us, right? Because we're going through real life out here. This real life is easy for us to adapt to in school. But you still got to give us grace. We still human. You know what I mean? But my mom, what she taught me was to work. Just keep working, man. It don't matter what you're doing in life. Keep a job, keep income coming in, and just be the person you're supposed to be, which is like selfless in all accounts, for real. And that's the best way to be in life, for real.
So by the time, let's say you're like 50, 60, you hanging it up, what is it that you want to have accomplished and done in your life and the goals that you got set?
There's one goal that I want that's so like obtainable, right? The goal I really want, I want like 150 people standing on Douglas Court. All of us got suits and ties on. I'm talking about real nice suits and ties. And it shows who we are. Real men, real women out here. That's my real goal, to be honest, at the end of all of this. And to see the kids that come up, the ones that are grown, they accomplish something. And they say, thanks, because of you helping us, or because of such and such that helped you with Change the Narrative, we were able to get 1, 2, and 3 accomplished, 4, 5, 6 accomplished, even take it to the next level and go above and beyond, become millionaires. That's what I want. I don't want nothing from nobody. I just want the smiles and to say thank you, just like I was able to do with Miss Seal and Miss McKinney, Miss Jet. She was my 5th grade teacher. Or how I can give them their flowers. Like, my cousin Celeste Davis, she's a doctor. That's big. A doctor, a preacher, and she'll tell you herself. Like, she used to be in a trap house, whole crackhead. Like, she'll tell you. That's big to me. That's my hero. Those are my heroes. You can accomplish those things and come out on top. And then you got students of the game like me who could say, thank you. I'm on a good road from here. I got it from here. You showed me this way, and I got it from here. That's the real goal. That's the real reward. So that's what I want. That's my biggest reward that I would love to have in my 50s and 60s.
Okay, and you also have kids. Talk about the messages that you want to leave them and stuff that you want to leave them with?
So I have 3 daughters. I have Amaria, Alasia, and Ashlyn. And the message that I am trying to show them is that your dad has the heart that could cover the world, right? And he's doing the best that he can. He's never going to stop trying. And he's never going to stop showing how much of a leader he is. And that's the type of qualities he wants you to have. Be a leader. Stand up for what you believe in. You don't have to run behind nobody. You don't have to run behind no man. You don't have to run behind your friends. You can have your own thoughts. You can make your own goals happen. Anything you would like to do, you can do it. It doesn't take anybody but you to believe it. And when I'm dead and gone, they can take over my business. Or even when I'm alive, they can help me with that. You know, it's nothing for them to be part of the chair board. You know, a part of that for me, like that's nothing. But what I'm really just trying to show is good work ethic. That's really what I'm trying to show. And so hopefully they take it and run with it. You know, if only one of them take it and run with it, I'm okay with that. It's not for everybody. But they'll never have an excuse of, my daddy wasn't there for me. My daddy didn't show me the way. My daddy didn't love me properly. No, they'll have that. You've got all that. So, yeah, that's what I would like to leave for my daughters.
And when it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered for?
My heart. Yeah, the way that I loved my town. You know, a lot of people dog Middletown, but, you know, let's be honest, we got a lot of talent here. You know, it's a lot of good people here. You know, it's just a lot of unfortunate situations that turn people cold. But I'll tell you one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You would never catch me dogging Middletown because I love it here. Middletown is my paradise. What I see in people is how people look at taking a vacation with sand on the beach with the sunshine out. When I look at my people, I don't care what color you are. Y'all my people when you're here in Middletown. When I look at y'all, I see the beach, I see the sunshine, I see the water, I see all of that. This is my personal palace. It's my personal paradise. I need this to survive. I'm one of them people that I wouldn't care if I got rich. I'm not leaving. I'm going to be here. So that's, you know, Middletown is just everything to me, man. That's what I want. I want to be remembered for is the way I loved all of you and didn't love you any differently either. I treat everybody like family, and that's the way it should be because we've been here together the longest. So why not embrace each other, even people that's out of town? I treat you like I've known you already because I want you, if you see me out somewhere, I want you to be like, yo, that's bruh, like he was cool as hell. I want you to be on that because that's how the world used to be for real. And we need to get back to that. So yeah, that's what I would like to be known for. And I'd appreciate it if you remember me by that too. But if you don't, that's cool too. Remember me by whatever you need to.
Right. Well, I thank you, man. I thank you for today, man.
Yes,
thank you for your time.
Y'all
Change the
see him
narrative,
over there
man.
quivering.
Yeah, it's cold. It's freezing. It's freezing. I can't lie to y'all, man. We outside, man. I thank my guy for his time today. Change the narrative, man. Youth organization, youth, all about the youth, man. I appreciate it, man. We need somebody like him out here, and I appreciate him for doing it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, man. Thanks.